Baylan Skoll is being called by someone or something that will be a far greater threat than Grand Admiral Thrawn, and there is so much proof that it's almost undeniable that this is who is calling him. The writing on this temple behind Baylan and Shin when they are riding away from Thrawn going to hunt down Sabine has been translated, and no one saw this coming. It's not the Grisk, it's not the Vong, it's not Abeloth, it's something a lot crazier. So stick around to the end of this video to hear who is really calling out to Baylan and how this will change everything you thought you knew about the Ahsoka Show. Smash a like on this video and let's break this all down. Alright, enough messing around. What does this translate to? Well, not only is this from an ancient Sith language, but it's also flipped upside down. But it translates to Is Kujet, ruler of all, may his reign L.A. So this translation is cut off in the middle, at the beginning, and at the end. Now we can assume it might go on to say last forever or something along those lines. But what does this mean? Well, let's start with Kujet. Who the hell is that? Kujet is an ancient Zeffo sage. Stick with me, I'm going to explain all of this. The Zeffo were first introduced into Star Wars canon in Jedi Fallen Order. This is an ancient species of Force users who were very powerful and balanced with the Force, but after years and years and years of corruption, they fell to the dark side. Now, not all of the Zeffo people were Force sensitive. Just like every other species, they had select few. And those select few were called sages. And the last Zeffo ruler was Kujet, who was very strong with the dark side of the Force, and he was a Zeffo sage. He was a cruel and radical ruler who at one point even staged a massacre to stop the rebels who opposed his rule. However, Kujet died, and he was entombed in the walls of the Great Temple on Dathomir. Yes, Dathomir, the same planet where the Night Sisters are in the Clone Wars. Keep that in the back of your mind. After Kujets' death, the Zeffo faced extinction, and the remaining Zeffo fled the galaxy to find peace. That's right, they fled the galaxy. But did they make it to this new galaxy, or Peridia, that we see in the Ahsoka Show? Well, in episode 2 of Ahsoka, when Morgan Elsbeth goes to open the star map on the stone feature on Cetos, she says that this was created by an ancient species, which most of us just thought it was the Rakata, with the similarities of this star map in the star map from the old Republic games that looked like the ancient Rakatan map. But what if that wasn't true? What if the ancient Zeffo created this map? Now hear me out. In Jedi Fallen Order, you play as Cal Kestis trying to navigate through this ancient Zeffo temple, all in attempts to get this spherical key that opens a vault. Also, to open most of the doorways in the temple, you have to force these balls into the right spot so that the door opens. All of these sphere-like things used in the ancient Zeffo technology are just like the star map we see in the Ahsoka Show. So personally, I think, yes, the Zeffo did eventually make it to Peridia. But this, of course, does not answer the question who is calling to Baylan. There is a lot more, so bear with me. Now, when I was explaining the history of the Zeffo, I said that Kujet died, and that is true. But this temple was obviously built after his death. So why would this temple be talking about him, especially after Baylan Skoll explains that this was a Night Sister kingdom, not a Zeffo one? So why would the Night Sisters be inscribing their temples with writing about an old Zeffo leader? Well, Kujet ruled the Zeffo. His reign also stretched to Dathomir. Like I said before, he had a temple there. And not only did the Night Sisters live there, but we've already seen Night Sisters in the Ahsoka Show on Peridia, because this is where the Night Sister kingdom used to be. But what happened? How did this mighty kingdom fall? Well, Grand Admiral Thrawn and these Night Sisters are in quite the rush to get off of this planet. Even Baylan's apprentice, Shin Hati, mentions this to him in the last episode, saying that Thrawn and the others are very eager to get off this rock and get back to their galaxy. But Baylan's response is, perhaps they are fleeing a power greater than their own. There is something far more powerful than Thrawn in this galaxy. Thrawn knows this. He is actually running from it. And it is calling Baylan. But what is it? Kujet. But Mike, you said he died a long ass time ago. I know, but let's read that message back again. Is Kujet, the ruler of all, may his reign last, or whatever it goes on to say. We still don't know, of course, what the ending of that statement is, but I believe the most important word in this phrase is raise. It could be missing a P at the beginning, and it could be saying praise Kujet, because the Night Sisters probably worshipped him at one point, as his rule did stretch over Dathomir. But this might also just be saying raise, as in lift or elevate. We have seen multiple times throughout Star Wars, in the Clone Wars, and in Jedi Fallen Order, Night Sisters bringing people back to life. And now, with Thrawn's undead army of Night Troopers, we see it again in the Ahsoka Show. So, could it be possible that the Night Sisters brought Kujet back to life? We know that his body was entombed on Dathomir, the home of the Night Sisters, meaning it was preserved on the home planet of the Night Sisters. Is it possible that they could have resurrected him? Now, Kujet, back from the dead, may have been a lot stronger than the Night Sisters anticipated, and he could have wiped out the entire Night Sister kingdom, leading to the very few remaining Night Sisters and a very terrified Thrawn after hearing about this unbelievably strong Kujet going as fast as they can to leave this planet. So although I love the theories of the Grisk and the Yuuzhan Vong and Abeloth and others as this greater threat, I believe Kujet is the greater threat, and it's been right in front of our stupid faces the entire time. From the star map to the mention of the ancient species to the writing on the temple to 4 years ago in Jedi Fallen Order. But tell me what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you think this is Kujet brought back to life, or maybe he never even died in the first place? The Zeffo were a very powerful species and we don't know what they were capable of. But we do know that Night Sisters are very capable of bringing people back to life. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Smash a like on this video if you liked it. Hit subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. We go live on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so don't miss out on any of that by hitting that subscribe. And if you want more, go check out this video I just did about Grogu possibly being in Ahsoka.